Welcome to Parenting Differently, where we leave behind the old way of parenting and allow the gifts of parenthood to raise us. Different to how we were raised, different to how society tells us to raise our kids, different to how you even expected you would be raising them. Just different. I'm your host, Anja Simmons. Welcome. I'm an author, a yogi parenting coach, and a speaker. And I welcome you here. Thank you for this journey with me. Our final tip today. So, season 5, episode 11, this actually is, of this season with our final tip. So, it's been so exciting getting to hear comments and getting to know how these tips are serving you and which ones are you're implementing, always going through your own filter whether this is the right tip for you on changing the way we parent. We can't keep doing it the old way. The old way is not working. The old way of parenting doesn't make sense anymore. This top down way of parenting, I know and you are below me. Do as I say, and we make them as robots. You make me look good, you fulfill me. You show people how good you are so that I can feel good. Nah. All of that old way of parenting, right? That top down, that's the biggest one. We're collaborating, we're being raised together. And that's what Parenting Differently is all about. My journey in parenting, coming from a trained British nanny, thinking it would be easy to parent, to actually holding my son first in my arms and looking into his eyes. And my experience with him as a young person and how that changed, that I realized it was me that needed the work and the changing and not him. He did not need fixing. Leading to our tip for today. Now, you might not be in the yogi world and this might sound a little woo-woo to you, but bear with me, stay with me. The tip today is to see your child, each individual child that you maybe have, in the light of love. Sit with that a minute. If that stirs you like, ooh, that sounds whooshy, stay with it. There's a lovely quote from Toni Morrison, who I saw in an Oprah interview. It's a famous one that she says, and it really stuck with me. Do your eyes light up when your child enters the room? Be compassionate with yourself if this is stirring up, if you feel a little disconnected, that this would be what you wish for, but that you haven't been doing it lately. Be kind to yourself. But sit with that a moment. How often do we see our child and we see, oh, what's wrong? They didn't brush their hair, they've got something in their teeth, they're disheveled, they are late, they are early, they've caused you a lot of distress that day. Do your eyes light up when you see them? Imagine going through life knowing that someone's eyes light up when they see you, that you feel worthy, seen, heard. Isn't that what we all want? Right? So in Parenting Differently, if I can see my child in the light of love, not needing fixing, altering, made, changed, but just in the light of love, having a human experience, figuring out what it is to be a human in their world and in their life. How do we then show up differently? How are we able to, when we see that, release any of the negative thoughts, any of our expectations, any of our must, should, ought to, have to, right? When we see them as an awkward teenager, as a defiant 3-year-old, could jump around, as a pain in the ass, preteen, when we can see them in the light of love, for me, I can only speak for myself, my whole way of being alters. It changes. My interaction, my languaging. Let's go back to some of these tips. My languaging, my being present, my expectations, seeing the big picture, taking responsibility for the energy I bring around this person that I see in the light of love. Finding my own healing, my own support, living my dreams, leaning back. So the little pointers we had before. How do I then parent? And as my book title says, I'm going to drop it in here, parent from this place. Parent from this place by seeing your child in the light of love. And in order to see them, that little person, big person, in the light of love, we need to find that within us. Seeing yourself compassionately, just as you are, perfect, just as you are. And then actually the word perfect, I should have brought that in on our languaging episode. It's never about really being perfect. The perfect idea is just, it's enough. Seeing yourself that you are enough, you are worthy. And then you're able to see them as enough, as worthy, without having to achieve, without having to do something. But it's your birthright that you are worthy, that you are of value, that you are in the light of love. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I really look forward to hearing from you and our way of really being this catalyst for change in the world. It is hard. It is hard parenting. It is hard parenting babies. It's hard parenting toddlers. It's hard parenting, schoolers, to preschool, to all the way up to preteens, teens. Oh my goodness, yes. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, as they say, right? And so if you need support or help, please reach out. If my messaging and how I present it to you speaks to you, I might be the right person to help support you in moving forward to parent in a way that aligns your head and your heart as you move forward. And it's not wishy-washy, guys. It's not about not having boundaries. It's not about, everybody, we all get to just, no, there's boundaries, there's responsibilities, there's definitely guidelines, right? What's allowed and what's not allowed. Absolutely. I hope I never gave you the impression that it's so like, ooh, my child. No, not at all. But it's my stuff to be worked on, not their stuff. That's for them. That's for them to figure out and them to do with this comfy, supported space to land, and that we're all showing up the best that we can. So please reach out, please comment, please go ahead and follow, subscribe, share, all of those things so we can get these messages out there of a different way to be and to parent. Thank you so much for being on this series with me and for listening and tuning in and for commenting and all the messages. Thank you so very, very much. And I'll be back. We'll find a new series. We'll come up with some more things. And I'm about to take more of a yoga approach, which is there anyway. I know if you follow me, you know that. And really step more into this yoga parenting coach that I am. Much love.